There's this one question that we've been asking ourselves forever. Are we really alone out here? It's huge, right? So today, let's try to get our feet back on the ground with it. We're going to cut through all the noise and really focus on what we actually know and what we don't about alien life. And this is the big one, isn't it? It's the question at the heart of it all. Have they actually been here? Have aliens visited Earth? It's sparked so many stories, so many arguments. So let's just dive right in and see what the search for an answer looks like. To even begin to answer that, we've got to zoom out, like way out. We have to start with the scientific search for life in this unbelievably vast universe. And that quest, well, it doesn't start with strange sightings. It starts with some truly mind-boggling numbers. Let's just focus on one number for a second. Billions, with a B. That's what scientists consider a conservative estimate for how many planets are in our galaxy alone. And that's not even counting the entire universe. When you're dealing with numbers on that scale, it completely changes how you have to think about the possibility of life. And that right there is the core of the whole scientific argument. I mean, with that many chances, that many cosmic laboratories out there, the odds that life has popped up somewhere else become pretty convincing. From a purely scientific view, it's a possibility you just can't ignore. And look, this isn't just some fun thought experiment. We've got major organizations like NASA and space agencies all over the world actively looking. They are pointing these incredibly powerful telescopes out into the cosmos, sending probes to our own planetary neighbors, all part of a serious, methodical hunt for any sign of life. Okay, so we've established that life out there is a very real possibility, but that brings us to the next logical step, right? What about evidence of them coming here? This is where we have to shift gears from thinking about cosmic chances to looking at concrete claims. And this is where we hit a massive divide. On one side, you have decades and decades of claims, reports of UFOs, unidentified flying objects, from literally all over the globe. But then, when you turn to the scientific community for verification, the reality is there's just no solid, verifiable proof that any of these sightings are actual alien visitors. So that begs the question, right? If these sightings aren't extraterrestrials, then what are people seeing? What are they recording? What could possibly explain all these mysterious lights and objects in the sky? Well, it turns out when investigators actually dig into these claims, the answers are usually a lot closer to home. A huge number of these incidents and videos, once they're properly analyzed, are chalked up to things like weird natural phenomena, top-secret military tests, or honestly, just simple camera glitches and optical illusions. All right, let's try to pull all these different threads together. It's time to draw a really clear line between the exciting world of imagination and the much more sober world of scientific reality, at least as it stands today. Now, before we can get to the final conclusion, we all have to be on the same page about what science considers a proven truth. It's not just a gut feeling or a really compelling story. It has to be a fact that's backed up by hard, concrete, and verifiable evidence. And that really brings us to the bottom line. Based on every piece of available evidence that we have right now, the whole idea of aliens visiting Earth, well, it firmly belongs in the world of imagination and mystery. By the strict standards of science, it is just not a proven truth. But this does leave us with one last and maybe most fascinating question. If there's no actual proof, why are we so completely captivated by this mystery? Maybe the answer tells us a little less about life out there among the stars and a whole lot more about the hope and the incredible curiosity we have right here inside ourselves.